we're going to be working on insulation, fascia board, and hopefully getting some OSB up on the roof.
We'll see. Lots of fun stuff. It's a little cooler today, but we got to get this
cooler?
done.
I'm already sweating.
It's like 90 instead of 100. It's cooler. It feels much nicer.
I have my hair down, so I'm going to have to go find a hair tie. You need a hair tie?
I don't need a hair tie, but you know, I might need a raincoat because it was sunny for a long time and we've ran our luck out. We got rain on the forecast. I'm all suited up this morning. I'm spraying closed cell spray foam insulation. To keep our cathedral ceiling, we had to insulate on top of the roof. We built this rafter system out of 2x6s. I'm using Tiger's foam insulation. I ordered it online. This particular brand of foam insulation has a value of R7 per inch. So at 5.5 inches plus 2 sheets of OSB, because I've got a sheet underneath and I'll have a sheet on top, I'm gonna be right around 39.5 to 40 on the R value. Our region calls for R38 in the ceiling, so this should be just perfect. It's a ventless system. It'll seal all the gaps, keep the bugs out, keep the wind out. You don't want to leave it exposed for very long to the sunlight. So once I get this sprayed, I've got to get the sheeting on top so that we can then do the shingles. But you want to do it when the temperature is right in between 70 and 80 degrees. That's why I'm out here early this morning. It's in the shade. I might have to work in sections. If this tar paper down below that I'm spraying over the top of gets over 100 degrees, the foam insulation won't set up and it'll stay in like a liquidy, gross, slimy form from the two chemicals combined, and it won't ever harden. So got to get it done early this morning. Might have to continue on this evening. We'll see how far I can get. This cavity here is pretty much full. I might have to do a little bit of trimming. Got a couple little gaps over here that I need to fill up. But for the most part, that's gonna insulate really, really well and really keep the wind and the heat and the cold out of the roof of this house. We ran into a dilemma yesterday. I was spraying the foam all on the roof. Quickly realized that it was going to be about $4 or $5 per square foot to do the whole roof like this. So I went and got some rigid foam insulation. I had some spray foam up under this section here, so I had to get a little bit creative, and I'll fill the rest in with spray foam. I have a kit left that I'm going to use to seal up all the gaps and cracks and creases in this rigid foam. But I found this for $12 a sheet, and it will get me the insulation rating that I need. You can see right here, I'm kind of stopping. Out front there, that's just front porch and eaves, and it's insulated on the inside of the house on that wall. So I've overlapped about a foot, and we're just coming across. We'll call it half the fascia board is on because we've got two sides done. You can see the soffit's got a little bit of sag right over there. I'll have to fix that, but I've just been nailing it back up and it's been fine. So I'm up here on the roof getting this insulated. I'm going to use a spray foam kit to seal in all the cracks so that the roof is a lot more airtight. And I'll do the same thing around those can lights over there. I found this rigid insulation at a surplus site for $12 a sheet, so it's cost about $700 to do the rest of the roof versus about $6,000 as far as insulation goes. I'm just essentially lining this up with my T-square, and then cutting it with a razor knife. I was using a saw, but this is a lot faster. You just snap it over. All right, so I've scored a line, top and bottom here, and I just flip it. I give it a little, and it snaps right where I scored it. And then just cut that outer layer of fiberglass with the knife again, and it's a nice clean break. Had I been going to use this rigid foam insulation on the whole roof like I am now, I would have ideally just put down the rigid foam insulation and then done some furring strips to put the sheeting on, and then I would have just shingled over the top. It would have been much easier, but you know, we do things the hard way around here. Jamie, what are you doing over there in your cute goggles?
See this pile of fascia over here? I'm risking life and limb and wasps to get it off. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking it off. I think I've officially killed all the wasps, but you just never know until you rip it off.
So we're just getting the sheeting up here. We got all the insulation finished. I'll run a chalk line all the way down that hip on the corner and cut it all off at once, and then we'll do the other side. I'm just using the offcuts from the other side of that hip, and I'm going to use it on the cricket here. It's got a little bit of overhang. It's not quite the right length to fit on this roof, to fit on the 24 on center, but I'll just zip this little end off and it'll fit great.
We'll just put the board here like longer than this, and it just won't be even on the inside of the lip. Like there's just no way to fix that.
There's nothing wrong with the rafter. This side of the house is super unlevel. Can you lift up more? Okay, right there. So this front of this eave dives way down, so we had to lift that way up, and then now that it jumps up, this is way high. I'll just cut them. I cut the front ones. It turned out all right. It's getting dark. It's time to call it.
So obviously I showered since you last saw me because the kids have back to school night and football practice, and I was covered in dirt. Like literally, I was taking the fascia off and it rained dirt all over me. I'm pretty sure there's still dirt in my scalp. It's
Don't say anything. You're pretty good.
So gross. All right, thank you guys for following along with us. We're doing some of the boring, tedious roofing work, but it's really awesome because guess what? It is cool in the farmhouse. It's staying at 74 without overworking our air conditioning. The insulation is doing its job.
Yay for insulation.
Make sure you guys are hitting up JamiRayVintage.com and JamiRayVintageHome.com. Both those websites help support our channel. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
And it's our anniversary, so thanks for joining us on our anniversary episode.
19 years.
Woo woo!